You
and
know,
they're selling
it's
it.
crazy because people, I just got a call this morning from somebody, a prominent person, and he's like, oh, I just bought this and bought that, and I'm flipping them, I'm selling them. Come do some joint ventures with me. I get asked all the time. And I've watched and made so much money for clients over the years,
Well,
but
maybe it's time.
just too, I've
Maybe
been
today's the day.
so busy. You never know. Most expensive at the time, it was like back in the 90s, it was 12 million. That was expensive then.
I came to this country when I was 16 years old with zero in my pocket. And from there, I worked myself up. I knew what I wanted. You have to have a vision. And you need to have fire in the belly.
Today we have a very special guest, everybody. She's very special. This woman, let me tell you, very serious person. She's a queen of real estate, Miss Denise Ruben.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here in your beautiful penthouse today.
Thank you, thank you. Tell me, why are you named Queen of Real Estate?
Well, I've been doing this for many years and I'm extraordinarily knowledgeable, successful. I have the most sales in my area.
Which is
And,
your area?
oh, I say South Beach to Palm Beach, but predominantly Sunny Isles, Aventura, Hollandale, Hollywood. Although now I have land in Homestead for sale. I have a house in Orlando, a house in Lake Ridge. So
Everywhere.
people call me and they say, Denise, we want you to list our properties. So it's tough to turn down,
You
but
can't turn down business,
no.
can you?
But I have a great team, and yeah, and my little Mercedes, who I almost brought today, but I didn't. She's my little mascot. We're actually invited to be in a article next week. They're coming to do Dog Days of Summer, so my little Yorkie Mercedes will be in it.
I love it.
They asked me if I wanted a dog stylist and a person stylist, and I sent them some photos of her. She's Yorkie Fashionista on Instagram. I sent them a picture of her closet, which is huge. They said, oh, you don't need one. But yeah, so I think I'm the queen of real estate because I deserve the crown.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, I see. I see you. By the way, I see your picture everywhere.
That's
Okay,
good.
everywhere. And I don't know a single person in Aventura area that doesn't know your name. Everybody knows Denise Ruben.
That's right. I sold a condo for you.
At least
Your
two, right?
home,
Two, I
that's
know.
few. And everybody gets to see my properties because I'm the marketing queen as well.
Right.
And I advertise every place, and I've also been featured all over. I'm being honored next week downtown on Brickell for, I was the South Florida Wealth and honoree. So my many years have been paying back lately with a lot of awards and honors, and I won 32 Best Awards from the Builders Association of South Florida,
Right.
and they're prominently displayed in my office proudly.
Are you getting tired of getting rewards? It's like Trump, you know. We're gonna have so many wins. We're gonna get tired of winning.
No, never.
You never get tired of that.
Actually, I might have sent it to you. Aventura Magazine is having the best of the best, and I was a finalist for Best Realtor. It's announced in August. Who
So-
won? I won last year.
Right, right. Tell us about COVID. So, if I remember correctly, you were selling properties, okay, during COVID time, sight unseen.
Yes.
I love the story.
COVID was a crazy time. For a minute, it seemed scary, like, oh my God, is
The
there
end of
going
the
to be no
world.
business?
Right.
However, it exploded and there was more
Right,
business. And we did sell some property sight unseen. I am lucky that I have my son working with me, Ryan Ruben, and I have a team. So even when we had to camper down and stay in for the first few months, some of them went out and took photos.
But you sold some properties with
Many.
many, not one, not two, many
Oh, many.
during COVID.
Boomed.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you have a name and you're not lazy. You don't shut off because of COVID.
Absolutely
You
not.
show up.
We went masked and booties.
That's
and,
okay.
And you know, I've followed through with so many of the habits that COVID started, like that I never did my whole life. But now every time I touch something or go, I have carry in my
Psychologically, now
purse.
you left you
I have
scarf,
the
right?
hand wash and I have,
Right.
and been healthier.
Right. Oh yeah, I agree. So what do you think about the Sunny? I know you mostly work in the Sunny Isle, Aventura, Sunny Isle. That's your bread and butter, right? Aventura, Sunny Isle, condos. Would you say so? That's your main.
Aventura, Sunny Isles, yeah,
Fort Lauderdale?
Hollywood as well,
Right.
but Miami Beach.
Miami Beach. And how do you
Wherever
see
they
the-
call me, I go.
Right. Of course, you don't turn down
And
business.
wherever my clients want to
you-
go, but predominantly, I'm definitely,
So do you show up to list an appointment, or you send somebody else
I show up most of the time.
most of the time?
If there was a showing right now, I couldn't be there, so I have an excellent team, but,
Understood.
and we do have a showing right now in Echo, but, I showed it just Monday, so I, I show my listings whenever I possibly can, and I'm a workaholic.
Workaholic.
I work like, the manager of Coldwell Banker says, Denise is the first one in and the last one to leave. I usually leave with the cleaning crew, and I work Saturday and Sunday as well.
That's a secret to success, because today nobody wants to work. They want to be
That's
on
very
Instagram.
true.
They want to be on social media. They don't want to show up 9 to 5. They want to be with their underwear and just stay in bed and work from the internet. Okay, it doesn't happen. You got to show up to work.
I agree.
Right, right, and that's why you capitalize on the opportunity. While there's so many other lazy agents out there, okay, you basically capitalize on it. I love it.
And
That's the American dream.
I think I'm the best salesperson, so I
What
like
makes
to
you the
go.
best? What makes you the best salesperson?
Started a long time ago. I was born and raised in Roslyn, Long Island, and I went to NYU and New York School of Interior Design, and very entrepreneurial. When I was going to college, I used to go shop in a boutique shop, and the owner asked me to model in some shows and to help him one day. And he said, I'm opening, he had the exclusive for Long Island, I'm opening a store in Cedarhurst. Would you like to be my manager? I said, well, I'm in school, but I'll be.
What kind of store?
It was a ladies' clothing shop,
Very
a
nice.
boutique shop called
Right.
Paraphernalia.
Designer.
Betsy Johnson was the designer
Betsy
before
Johnson.
she was
Right.
Betsy Johnson.
Right.
And Michael Mott. And I said, no, I won't be your manager, I'll be your partner. I borrowed money from my mom.
But let me understand. You don't want to be a manager, but I want to be your partner. You
Exactly.
see, how old were you at the time?
I was 17, no, maybe 18, maybe
So
just turned
you
18.
Do you understand? This lovely lady, she had fire in the belly already at that age.
I did. And
Okay.
my store became the best franchise out of 65 stores. It was number 3.
Wow.
And California, New York, Manhattan, they were everywhere. And I was dating a guy that had a real estate office on 86th and First, between York and First in Manhattan. And he called me and said, Denise, my sales girls can't come in this weekend. He had an exclusive on a development. Will you come run the showroom this weekend? I said, Jeffrey, I sell clothes. I don't sell real estate. Oh, but you always tell me you wore this dress today and you sold the whole line and you sell all
Because sales is sales, right?
And he said, sale is sale,
There
come
you go.
on. I went in, I sold 2 apartments that weekend. I put my store up for sale. I got my license and I moved to Manhattan and worked for the biggest real estate office at the time before I moved to,
When did you make the move to South
Aventura.
Florida?
I moved to South Florida when I met my ex-husband who was opening a dental practice here, and we lived in Pinecrest for 10 years, Cocoa Plum for 5 years. Then I moved to Aventura in 1994. And I really, although I was successful right from the start, I really boomed in Aventura. It was the
that was
right
the-
niche for me,
So it's safe to say that was the best move of your career,
the best.
right?
I moved to be near my mom, and my dad,
Right.
but it was great.
Right. And did you ever think about buying for your own portfolio?
You know,
And selling
it's
it?
crazy because I just got a call this morning from somebody, a prominent person, and he's like, oh, I just bought this and bought that, and I'm flipping them, I'm selling them. Come do some joint ventures with me. I get asked all the time. And I've watched and made so much money for clients over the years,
Well,
but
maybe it's time.
just too, I've
Maybe
been
today's the day.
so busy. You never know. Today
Right.
could be the day, but I haven't.
Yeah,
I
it's
own a
a-
few condos, but
Right. Right. I was in your shoes.
I don't do what you do, but you're so great.
25 years ago, I was like you, selling real estate commercial. And I was, my wife and I together, and we're watching people making so much money. Well, I make commission 50,000, 100,000. The buyer will make about $2 million. Okay, we're going back 25 years ago. So my wife is like, are you kidding me? You gotta make $100,000, $2 million. $2 million, let's go!
All right.
Start buying my own properties, What we do is we do value add. So we'll buy 200 units or 300 units, right? Instead of Florida, a community, not one, not two, not condos, right? A community, and then we'll improve the property. We'll improve the property, okay, where we can now raise the rent. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Raise the rent, okay? Therefore, the property now worth more money. You can go to the bank, get more money, or sell the property. We've done over 25 years, 5,000 units.
That's
We bought and
terrific.
sold, bought and sold. Yeah. That's our specialty, value add and multifamily. And unfortunately, right now, warehouses, okay, not in a good place because people not, because of the tariffs and stuff like that, okay, warehouses are in decline right now. People don't want to rent warehouses because they can't store anything, they can import. They're looking forward for the future where there's going to be a problem with tariffs and it's going to be tough for them. So we believe that multifamily is the way to go. Everybody needs a place to live. Not luxury, not luxury units. Talking about a working force, right? Where most people need a place to live. Does that make sense?
Sure.
And what do you see yourself the next 10 years? When do you say enough is enough? I want to stop now, and retire, travel the world, stuff like that.
No, fortunately, in my younger years, I did plenty of traveling, African safari and Germany and England, and I've been to
Oh, so you
Thailand.
did in reverse.
Yeah, and I love what I do, and my team is first growing, and I just want to keep
You
going.
enjoy, you're having fun.
I enjoy it.
If you stop, you're not going to have fun.
I'm
That's
not
what
one
you're
to
telling
go sit at the pool or play
It's not for
cards
you.
or
You don't have to,
canasta.
like the old ladies, and
travel,
talk to each other and, tell tales, secrets. You don't like that? Not
No.
for you, right? No. You're young, 20, 30 years old, and you're not one of them, You need to continue to work because you're having fun with that. You're enjoying life. And by the way, it's a gift that somebody has where they're actually happy to wake up, okay, and to go to work.
Exactly.
And that's what you are, right?
Yes.
Do you still solicit a potential buyer or potential owner to sell property, or you get your business from word of mouth, continuation of a business? People come to you.
Yeah, I'm blessed right now because I think all my years of hard work is coming back to me because I get past clients, I get referrals from past clients. I have some people that I sold in Williams Island in the 80s, and then they moved to Puerto Vita, or they moved to someplace else, and then I sell their apartment, I sell them something new, and now they're moving again. And I have one client I've done 13 deals with.
13, 1-3.
13.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, this woman is a star, okay?
My
One
awesome
place.
client, Dr.
One person,
Watkins.
13, back and forth, buying, like, residential.
Yeah, and he's an amazing person, Dr. Watkins, and he referred some great people to me. And Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, and I sold him 2 investment properties. I've been lucky that way too, and it's been such a treat. I sold Donald Sutherland, and he wanted to be south of Fifth. And a good part of my business is from past clients and referrals and
Right.
word of mouth. And
I see the advertisement here, right? I see you over here.
that one just came out. It's Denise Ruben Sets Records. I've been getting record-breaking prices for my sellers.
Right.
All the money I spend on advertising,
money it-
some of it you can't buy, like I was featured on the cover of Hola Latinos.
So you go all the way,
Broker
right?
Agent
Right.
Magazine, Miami Agent Magazine.
So let me ask a question. If you were to sell my penthouse, okay, where would you advertise it? First of all, before we go there, okay, what's your most expensive listing you ever took?
Ever took, must have been most expensive at the time. It was like back in the 90s, it was 12 million. That was expensive then. Maybe 30,
30 million.
yeah.
Okay. That's a lot. Back then.
No, that wasn't that long.
No, not too
But
long.
back then, yeah, it was in Gables, but the $12 million one. And, you know, I have some gorgeous properties. They're not all this spectacular, but I do have some beautiful listings
nothing
now
compared
in
to this,
mansions
right?
at Aquilina and Jade Ocean and,
Right.
you know,
Right. But if you were to list my property, what magazine would you put it on?
perhaps Architectural Digest, perhaps
Right.
Cars in Brazil,
But
Hola Latinos.
I suspect you have to get a buyer from a European buyer or maybe an Arab
Well,
guy,
I recently,
chic, you know what I mean? Like
I recently
very
had a
rich.
condo that had your gorilla, and it was in Hidden Bay. It was 4 million, but I sold it to my own client from Australia, who was a personal referral, and I made the real deal for that property. And the following month, I made the real deal for a record-breaking sale, and the highest in Broward that month. It was actually in Trump Hollywood, and that was the second highest sale in Dade for the month. So I've been racking up the record-breaking
So,
sales.
so those clients, are they looking for to buy and flip, or they're looking for themselves? They want to move in.
I think most of my buyers buy for themselves
For
to
themselves,
move in. They're
right.
end users, but from working with clients that gave me their listings, like yourself, I've met some amazing investor clients and clients that buy 10-unit buildings and duplexes, and
Right.
you know, they buy to make money. So
But so your average listing, the luxury $1 million and above, or 200,000, I guess, I think in the millions, right? Your average listing,
I sell all properties.
everything.
You know, I get calls sometimes, somebody will say, oh, my property's only 500,000, you probably won't take it, will you? Sure, I take it.
Right,
I just sold one in Mystic Point in, I think I had 15 days.
right,
But, no, I love it all.
right. But if you take something in tens of millions, okay, I assume you'll take a very special care of it.
Absolutely.
Right, that's big, that's big. And yeah, but you don't do anything else outside the residential, right? Only residential.
No, I actually have a phenomenal warehouse right now. It was the Southern Stage. It's on 155th and 151st, like a block off of Biscayne, and the street was even named after them because they were the first theater in South Florida
Like Casco? Right.
before they all went
I know.
Miami
That's a
Beach.
good location, right, right.
It's a great location. There's a lot going on there now. So
Casco just moved there, right, in Coach Street.
it's near Prestige Motors, right
Yeah, I know
behind.
where it is.
Yeah, it's a great location.
Right,
I
right.
think a lot's going to be happening there in the next
Right.
years. And this warehouse is, yeah, it's 11,000 square feet.
What
It's-
asking?
We actually just reduced it this morning from 5.9 to 5.650. And
Right.
yeah, there are kitchens, bathrooms, dressing rooms.
It's owner user, right? For owner user necessarily, not for income. Or both.
Right now, it happens to be unusually, they're using it as a theater, but
Right.
they want to retire. It's just perfect for investment for somebody. They can rent it out so easy. I get calls all the time. They want to rent it and they want to rent it.
Right. Do you want to do more commercial, or you happy with the residential?
But I like commercial as well.
Commercial is more money.
Yeah, as I said, call me, I'll take it. and I'll
Yeah,
sell
but I
it,
think you
and I'll
have
give
a
it my
niche.
all.
Your niche is residential, okay?
Yeah, predominantly,
Predominantly,
but
so
I do sell some
why
commercial.
change it, right? I mean, you're making money, you're happy, you go to work, You have a big office in Aventura, right? You're still in
Yes,
Aventura?
I have windows all around like you do. I had at one time opened my own office, but the bubble burst. It was the wrong time.
Wrong time.
And then companies came knocking on my door, and like sports celebrities, they offered signing bonuses
Right.
actually and lure you in, and so I
Well,
went back to big companies,
do
and
you
I
deal
think
with, do you
it's
deal
good.
with new construction?
New construction, yeah.
You deal with that too?
Absolutely.
Like on the
And right
beach?
now, Aventura's booming. Well, Sunny Isles has been, but Aventura, all of a sudden, there's Avenida coming, Viceroy coming, many new developments.
So you will sell a concept, right? That will be ready in 3 or 4 years,
Sure.
right?
I've been doing that a long time, since 2000, when Hidden Bay was built. I sold 18 units pre-construction.
That's nice.
The developer
community.
gave me a award, a cruise or something.
But, right.
Yeah.
Would you work with a developer exclusively or not necessarily?
I'll never say never, but, I'm so involved in what I do, and
It's tough to commit to one project while you're
Right.
doing everything else, right? Because you're not going to
Absolutely.
service your owner, right?
yeah.
Right. So that's. But do you feel there is a little bit right now the market is weak when it comes to condos, right?
Yeah, that's the word everybody's saying. I just spoke to a title company this morning, and they said, I think they did like 5 deals for me last month. They said, "You're the only one. You're the only one right now." So they said, everybody's slow right now. I had a great month of April, and thank God it hasn't really slowed down too much for me. And like you talk about different prices, I make my own challenges. Like I got a listing in Champlain Towers. And I always say I'll never turn a listing down, but when they called me, I got the chills, and I actually said to myself, "Ooh, do I want to go there?"
But if a client, right? But if a client wants to give you a listing and it's overpriced, okay, do you turn down the listing or you just take it anywhere for the heck of
Well,
it?
the Champlain I took, and I have to say I just sold it, and it was the only sale in a year.
How about it?
And yeah, like since the building collapsed, the other 2 towers,
Right.
they've only, mine was the 3rd sale there. Like, so yay, I did it. So I get myself excited over every little,
Well,
it
that's
doesn't
what
have to be a $10 million sale or 30.
Right.
That was the, yay, Denise, I sold there.
That's what
where
they
building.
nickname you the queen,
So, there's, it's really a buyer for everything.
right?
But I've had units that didn't have the luxury of the ocean and the world and the city. They looked at the wall of the garage. But
Wow.
I
You sold it.
managed to find a buyer because someone liked space and could overlook it.
So if somebody wants to reach you, please tell the audience how to reach you.
Oh, my cell phone is 305-409-0019. That's 305-409-0019. DeniseRuben.com. Denise Ruben in Aventura.
And I
Denise Ruben 1 on
Awesome.
Instagram, and I'm everywhere.
right. And
Denise Ruben, you'll find me. Google me.
I vouch for this lovely lady, Denise Ruben, because I'm a client myself.
That's right.
Okay, and potentially we I might give you a big sale now, very big sale too. So that's the good news. I don't
A new challenge.
no challenge. I don't like to be with losers. Okay, I like to be with winners. Now sometimes you have a situation when people fall on their face and they come back. Okay, that's a champion. I'm okay with that. Okay, but a loser that doesn't want to help themselves, I don't like. Okay, you're a champion. Okay.
Thank
We are
you.
very proud of you, and I always tell my audience, you want to be around smart people.
Absolutely.
In fact, I want to be the stupidest man in the room. It's okay, call me stupid. That's how you learn. When I hire people to manage my properties, okay, I have to make sure they're smarter than me. Otherwise, what value do you bring to the table, right?
Yes,
Right.
I agree with that.
That's the key. You want to be with smart people. I don't think I have to tell you that. Well, yeah, we basically we believe this is just the beginning. I want to take my business to $1 billion with a B. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Then I'll be happy. Then we'll take a break, take a vacation.
Yeah, well, I've sold $2.7 billion worth of real estate, so.
Okay, fair enough. Residential.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I
Very
want to
nice.
get to 3.
There you go. Okay. Today we have Miss Denise Ruben. It's an honor to have you in my house because you're a true champion.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And if you guys like what you see, please go to YouTube and press subscribe and share. It will really help us a lot to spread the word. Thanks for coming.
Oh, thank you for having me in your beautiful penthouse today.